Hey everyone, we have another request for the demo review, and this one's a little bit interesting, so I'm gonna read out the full email to you. I received this one just randomly from Elliot. Hi STYKO, I'd love to get a G2 versus Spirit game demo on Ancient reviewed. A lot of people have been commenting that Spirit played bad that game, but when reviewing it myself, I feel like G2 just played really good CS. I'd love to know your thoughts on it. If I have to contribute somewhere, you don't need to contribute anywhere. Just hit a like and subscribe and comment on it, share it maybe. That's all really that is needed. Before we get into it, let's load up the demo. But we're not gonna watch Ancient. We have to, just to get a full picture of that Ancient demo, we need to go one map back to Dust 2, and I will explain why. Alright, so we are on Dust 2. Why? Because I truly believe the way how Dust 2 ended, it will dictate the pace of the whole Ancient, and yes, there are going to be a lot of mistakes from Spirit side, and G2 will play generally good Counter-Strike. We'll find how it all affects one another, but the key word here is momentum, because G2 clearly carried on the momentum from the rounds we are about to review into the Ancient, which we will review next. So, it's 12-11. Spoiler alert, G2 won this whole event. Spirit had a match point and G2 would be out, but they fumbled this round and then they fumble overtime. Let's see how it's going to happen. Spirit have all the money, meanwhile on G2 side, very limited when it comes to utility. Very standard default-ish approach from the beginning of the round. Heavy God actually finds a nice timing here on long take. He completely solo took it, but Sway did actually very good fallback. He correctly assessed the situation that long is simply taken. He's spotting for the smoke in the sky in case it's coming. He's going to be able to block it. Meanwhile, Shiro had an angle on long. Chopper is having a short control, so everything seems pretty standard right now. Chopper feels pressured, he deploys his own smoke. Another corner smoke. And now we have a decision to make. Shiro is making a good one. It was a little bit rowdy actually. Some players could have seen something above the smoke there, but Shiro made it across. But now Shiro decides to take an angle. When I saw this live, what angle he took, I was like, I've never seen this before. And this might be low-key genius, but then we'll see that it's not really genius, because this is the angle that I saw Shiro taking. And I understand the idea. I saw it. Maybe this will work actually, because a lot of people are just straight up skipping this angle to clear when they cross to platform. But the way Sampaius took this approach, he is basically going to get a completely free frag on Shiro, and now this whole defense falls flat. Chopper sees the smoke in front of him. He breaks it. And then he's mulling inside of that smoke because he thinks that it's fading. In reality, it's not fading. It's just a failed molly. Now he has to be scared about long. Zway revealed himself. Loses a duel. Mattis is simply pushing the smoke and completely opens up the round, and this is overtime. 2v5 situation. There's no way that Zonetix and Dong are winning this round. Let's move forward. Alright, so we are in the overtime. And the culprit we're gonna be specking here for this round is again Chopper. There's gonna be a slight fumble, which is going to be extremely costly. So we have again kind of default-ish approach, but we have a set B split, and I want to show you. Sampaius is going to throw this ridiculous B split nade from outside B, and Hunter with Malps are going to actually fake take short and then push their own smoke on middle. However, Chopper had the utility to block this, and he overthrew that molly, and that's why Hunter and Malps could actually go out. Catches Chopper, which is not a B player, so they know Zontex and Donk are going to be somewhere on B. They're essentially splitting 2v5 B right now. Donk makes a defensive play, but now Mattis comes into the rescue. Great usage of the smoke, the weak smoke on the sides there. Free kill on Donk, and understanding the setup with a sick headshot through the smoke on Zontex. He saw a glimpse of him there, so it wasn't completely random, but a great usage of aggressive approach around that lurk smoke. Let's move on to the next round. So next up we have round 26, which is another fumble, I would say, but let's look at it from the Shiro's POV. We have heavy fight for long. Sway took complete control of it. plays close, Chopper ready for the lineup, everything's pretty good. And now Shiro decides to play this jiggle, which is fine. He's dodging the flashes and he's ready to scope in. Some players prefer to play this way. However, great call from G2. They just take short dry, completely dry. Shiro spots 2 players here. When I saw this live, I'm like, surely Shiro, passive oper, he's gonna drop down and reposition. Never gonna repeak. He repeaks, gets deleted. Chopper is in very bad position because he was mid-rotation. Gets caught off guard. Again, 5v3 situation where not much can be done. And an instant save from Spirit. Back in the day, pirates were fearsome. They robbed any valuables they could before sailing away. But those days are gone and pirates are actually really nice now. For example, they take your skins that you don't want and trade them for those which you like. And these guys call themselves Pirate Swap. It's an exchange website for CS2 and allows you to instantly trade, buy or sell your skins. User-friendly interface, offers variety of bonuses and most importantly, no shady business. Using my code STYKO, you get plus 35% deposit bonus and in addition, you get extra benefits for first 3 trades up to $30. And for my crypto bros with diamond hands, have no fear, there are plenty of deposit methods which you can choose from. The whole process is super easy. Log in via Steam, set up trade URL and get to trade. Pick a skin you like, confirm and accept it in Steam app for that extra layer of security and there it is, ready to be used. Don't forget to use my code STYKO to get your 35% bonus and enter active freebies. Thank you Pirate Swap for sponsoring this video and now let's get back. Alright, we go next, round 27, and this one will already finally look like a proper good round. Mattis actually makes it all the way here with best spawn. You can make it here without CTs knowing. So this will be a little bit of a surprise for Dong, who has a secondary open, but Zontix is going to be ready. You see, he's taking a peek. Dong and Zontix double up for 2-man entry. And what if I tell you that Spirit will almost fumble this 3v5 situation? Let's see how. This is, by the way, one of the... I feel like whenever Spirit has a long setup and a leave player on long, this is the go-to position. Dong loves to play here, Zway as well. I remember Magic's playing here a lot of times as well when he was still on the roster. Anyway, he goes 1 for 1. So in reality, it was 2v5 for the brief period of time. It was 2v5. And they're going to almost fumble this. Where Shiro had a long control. We have no short control, we have no long control right now, so Chopper and Shiro are going to push short, but Heavy Goat has timing on long, that he's just going forward, and Shiro misjudges this timing completely. If Heavy Goat wasn't like slicing the angles here, he's getting a freebie on Shiro, and that suddenly the round is on. Actually, he anyway catches Shiro, he kills him. It takes a little bit too much time, so CTs are actually able to react to this kill a little bit. So Dong is already in rotation with his own AWP, and it's true that T's did not have a smoke to cross, and then this 2v5 is finally secured by Spirit because Dong is just it's just Dong with an AWP. Dong is raging because why unpause? He was not ready. Heavy Goat saying that he wasn't ready either. Let's see how G2 are playing on this CT side. So Sampa is towards middle. He's gonna break the smoke. He reveals himself on purpose by shooting, so he can quickly reposition. That is about to happen, I think. Yeah, he just re-smoked mid before the reposition happened. He's gonna pick up another smoke on default. While Dong took a short control. And now I want to show you this re-smoke is actually pretty clutch. Sampaios is going to re-smoke. This is not for short. This is mid-door smoke. Okay, it's going to fly towards mid, which gives T's an invitation to come out. But I want to show you another thing is that Shiro here, look at the way he lined up this molly towards behind door. Again, another molly fumble. Okay. I was looking at this and I'm like, I've never seen Spirit miss so many nades in so little amount of rounds. Ever. And now Shiro, out of all people, misses his. Okay, mid is re-smoked. Hunter wins his duel. Almost gets another one. Now we have another split. This is similar setup to what Spirit had before, but Mattis punished them from the beep tunnel. Only this time, there is no lurk smoke to be played around, so it's hard for Zontix to do the same what Mattis did. Solid B defense, Overall, I love the utility usage from samples. That was pretty nuts. I think forcing as an oper, you want to know that smoke, because if you resmoke this, terrorists are most likely going to go short, take short, and this is where you are with an op, so you're forcing them to come your way. And another fumble with the nades by shadye this time. Alright, next up is round 29. Again, this will be the round where Spirit will actually have a pretty good chance of recovering. But is winning his duel. Donk trading him back. Another good reposition from Sampos. You can scroll back a little bit on the video. 15 seconds ago he was in lower. Right now he's in B holding upper. Fortunately he's going to miss a shot here. But reposition, I liked it. Coming B. HeavyGod is gonna get the first one with an HE. And now we have free B control. Chopper and shadye, they both have smokes. We have 2 mollies. 3v3. HeavyGod is 1 HP outside of B. Just cleared B. And right now, we have another fumble where all 3 players simultaneously pull up the nade. Extremely dangerous. Didn't cost them anything. But they double smoke door, mollied window. Anyway, through that double smoke, Zwei is getting headshot. And this all enables the retake. Because Hunter is going to be suddenly having a free avenue. shadye was focused on outside B, simply there was not enough bodies to hold every single entrance. So the whole momentum shifted to G2 and kept going on Ancient, and yes, G2 were playing well, but Spirit were doing a lot of mistakes that they usually do not do. Okay, so we start with the T side by G2. We're focusing on that, and yep, this is just Sumpa is just deleting both of the key elements of Spirit there. Donk and shadye, absolutely nasty shots. Zontix is forced away from the A side by utility. Extremely difficult to retake. Obviously you go for it on pistol rounds, anything can happen. That's a pretty good check by Zontix. Very nice shot by the way. Alright, losing a pistol round, but Spirit decided to force. shadye is having this kind of soft force. He's not using all his money because he's an oper, so he can invest a little bit in that op early, even if they keep losing. So a mid fight with 2 5-7s by Donk and Zontix. shadye supportive flash behind Donk. And this looks scary. A good trade zone middle, but now shadye is very, I would say, indecisive, because you can see that he decided to flash. He's holding another flash, he's not throwing it, rotating away. He's like wondering if he should throw it. He's going forward. Then he's getting completely caught off guard. So I feel if your teammates are fighting mid and it's not clear yet, that flash could have been super helpful, especially with a squeeze from heaven. But it's a little thing. I'm not gonna blame it on shadye. It's just that we will see these patterns throughout the whole Ancient, and we've seen similar patterns at the end of those 2. Very uncharacteristic for Spirit. Okay, so we have a first gun round here. Again, pretty like soft mid take. Donk in his favorite position. I've seen him getting like ridiculous aces from this, even in his face-it box. So he has secured mid control pretty much by himself. A lot of util thrown in the cave area. Chopper is being forced to use his util. Hangs the nade completely. Now we will have a pretty good aggression by shadye. And Zwei generally like this setup, honestly. If your oper is comfortable taking this big, I know a lot of people are not comfortable with having this headshot duel. Maybe against AK, maybe against Galil. But shadye is actually going to open up the round on some pies. He saw the C4. Instant reposition as well. And this is great clawback by G2. Generally, Spirit is not going to make too much of a mistake. But G2 made incredible call. They're still re-aggressing a little bit towards this ramp area, but I want to notice before HeavyGod and Chopper interacts here how little of utility G2 has, and they're still gonna cook pretty nice round out of this. HeavyGod is killing Chopper here. As soon as that happens, look at the reaction by Hunter. As soon as HeavyGod has a duel on ramp, Hunter is picking up a flash for HeavyGod, which re-clears it, allows him a timing to throw the utility because he's not gonna get pushed. And we're entering B side, okay? shadye still gets a kill. shadye kind of overcooks it. Went through the smoke there. Now winnable. Or actually, it is pretty winnable. It's Zontix after all. The well-timed double peek from G2 secures the 4th round. Very important one as well. And they scavenged the Oba out of all of it. Okay, and this round, round number 6, is by far the worst round the Spirit has played in this Ancient, in my opinion. Why? It's all coming down to details. All coming down to details. Clearly they have a plan, they have a call. I love it. On Ancient you need to play kind of like this. But what happens in the spawn, it all starts in the spawn. It's a disaster, okay? So we have 2 instant smokes being thrown this round. One is going to be towards middle, and Zwei is going to throw one towards B door. Let's see what happens. This is a domino effect at full display. So Zwei with the last spawn, he's going to throw an instant smoke. It's a hard lineup, by the way. I respect to Zwei for knowing it. But look what happens. He lets his teammates pass through. shadye blocks him, so the smoke is gonna be delayed, which allows the smoke pops now. Allows Mattis to line up this molly, not allowing Chopper to go through and help with the mid fight, where Dong is getting 0 kills. And therefore, we're completely stuck and they're just speeding up towards A. Admittedly, a lot of mistakes from Spirit in this sequence of 10-15 seconds. However, let's roll back. Let's roll back. Great call from G2. I mean, these guys literally double-naded Zontix trying to run boost on top of Dong. And then Dong had a really bad time. But now imagine, there should be a Chopper swinging this, okay? Because he has to fight for middle together with his boys. But he couldn't because of the molly, which was there because of the delayed smoke coming from Zwei. So, a lot of small things gone wrong. In the end, a attack is happening by G2, and the trades are simply just not there. Hunter is winning his duel, completely deleting everyone. Hunter is playing beautiful Counter-Strike lately, by the way. He is blooming in his iChill role. Respect, Nemanja. I know you're watching this video. I know you watch all of them. Now, one thing, if IGL had a great round, expect a momentum call, 6-0 lead. G2 are just simply way too heavy to... I don't know what's the right terminology for this, but I think they're like a little bit too heavy to stop. They're just throwing in a complete curveball and an A rush, which is always fun strat to have. Everything is completely smoked. Molly behind the smoke as well. Donk with a solo M4 this round must be pretty tilted, because he did not see a single guy. Alright, Malps taking stance on middle, losing entry duel. This is only entry duel that Malps lost this whole map, by the way. I checked the numbers. But this is, again, beautiful clawback round by G2, and I guarantee you that this was pre-planned. They were ready to go kind of up B anyway. They are getting smoked, but nonetheless, they're breaking the smoke and pushing through, and again, a disconnection between the Spirit. There's an execute going on. I don't know why there's freaking like 10 smokes on the map right now. There's just one smoke here, and one smoke here, okay? These 2 smokes are effectively cutting both Zontix and Zwei from the execute. Chopper, being on 9 HP, has to single-handedly hold it himself. No one is ready to go through the smokes to hold. Chopper dies, and the round advantage that happened on middle before, that Dong actually won against Malps, is suddenly gone. Dong is getting cleared in cave. Zwei is trying his best to get some damage and kills through the smoke, but effectively this is just another terrible position and retake. We have again 4B default Malps with an early mid pressure and then holding for an A push, which is a correct call. Zontix is here, but he's not pushing all the way. It's Zontix after all. He's going to do this jiggle, aim at the body level. This was instant headshot by Malps. Admittedly, if Zontix would win this duel, it would be very hard for G2 to come back to this, because, again, they're pretty strong towards B. We've seen that previous round as well, and they fumbled it. But huge entry from Malps, especially in this 1v1 duel towards A. Opens up the whole map. If you die, it would close the whole map. He's going towards middle, taking all the duels one by one slowly. All the angles, not the duels. And now, look at this MVP flash from Nikita, MVP of the tournament. Hunter getting both kills anyway, but they are able to just run it up. Mattis is like undecided whether he should follow, but in the end, cleanup on B side happened. 9-0, complete stomp so far. Let's go round 10. This is going to be the only round which Spirit actually won. G2 are going to anyway attempt the mid take, and we have another fumble. I'm actually gonna go back and watch who it was. shadye maced elbow smoke. I have slightly different lineup, so I'm surprised that shadye is throwing it like this. Yeah, shadye missed it. You have to aim in the middle of the thingy. But they fixed the random bouncers, so it's all good. But anyway, shadye missed it. We have a sad mid play where Zontix and Dong are both flashing, but in the end they decided not to fight. And I want to mention one thing here is that G2 are deciding to fade this window smoke, where Zontix is actually holding. Even though G2 are losing this round, they're still dictating the play. They're still making those plays. They're not just stationary. Yes, Zontex is getting probably only the multi-kill that Spirit is going to have this map. But overall, it's not a bad thing. Like, it was a slight risk, and Zontex lined up a couple of kills. It was hard to win in that 2v5. Alright, 9-1. And then we have yet another set call from Spirit, which is mid-round boost between Donk and Zontex. But first, I want to show you from Malp's POV how it all looks, okay? He did a molly, goes forward, gets a freebie, and gets another freebie. What happened on middle though? What happened between Donk and Zontex? I saw this on Skybox beforehand, and I thought that this was way worse of a run boost. In the end, it wasn't as bad. The random spread of the smoke gave just enough cover for Malps to edge it in the corner. Very comfortable, by the way. And then ridiculous amount of flashes from Sampayas. They're just speeding towards A. That's what's really happening. Fast gameplay entries from Malps are on point, completely on point. I think he was involved in... I think G2 got like 9 entries this map, and Malps was involved in almost half of them. So he got 4 entries out of those 9. Completely opening up the map, and Shiro actually has a sneaky play here. Pulls back the round completely out of nowhere. But I don't think it's going to be enough. Mattis is sneaking close by through the smoke. Hunter is known, Mattis is not. So I couldn't win the round, but this was actually pretty close. Now to top this complete half. About the entries, I keep blazing mobs in this map specifically. I mean, look at this, okay? The amount of information you get from getting this kind of entry, you're killing Shiro, you're killing an op. He was clearly making a mid play where he was going into the smoke in the cubby here. We are still attacking that B side. Insane trades. This random flash, seemingly random flash, actually catches Dome, delays the whole rotation. Zontex is stuck behind the molly. In the end, it is 2v. Alright, so pretty good half by G2 on the paper. And then when I show you these like Spirit mistakes, you see that this was like not even competitive. This is C game for Spirit, and this is A game for G2. So when you combine these two, you get a result like this. And you know, it keeps happening even on the second half. So I want to show you. I want to show you pistol round, because that was a little bit ridiculous. On pistol round, you expect everything to go flawlessly. Scripted round, because there's not much variable. By the way, again, great call by G2. I have no clue how they predicted this 3-man A setup, because it was actually going A. They get a free entry, and Chopper has to change the plan completely. With the C4, he suddenly has to go back and do a different round. However, Shiro on middle, he's doing a late window smoke. Just to show you, the window smoke is here. Another failed nade by Shiro. He has to use it somehow. I guess he wanted to go through it or hide inside of it. I don't have no clue what is happening. And then the only option is that kind of to go B. CTs have all the info, by the way. Chopper decides to smoke short. Guess where the smoke is going to land? It's failed. He failed it. It's a little bit deeper. Again, like, it's a little bit awkward coming up here, because suddenly you have to worry about these angles. Okay, it still landed on short. It's not like he completely fumbled it. But the amount of failed nades we are seeing, and these are the basic nades. Like, window smoke from elbow, basic nade. Short smoke from B lobby, basic nade. Why are we... Could it be that ancient is new and new textures and whatsoever? Like... Also pissed around. Hail Mary play for Spirit. They have to win 11 in a row just to secure the overtime. So naturally they're going to force. We have a mid fight for CTs. And one thing that I noticed, G2, ever since they made changes, the amount of utility that G2 are using and buying is actually insane. And I love it. Every kind of round, even easy rounds like this, they have some kind of a purpose with utility. So you could see there with the heavy goat having this nice re-smoke for a B door. I gotta steal that one. Immediately flashes twice. Admittedly, Sampayas didn't use those flashes because he got peeked before that. But you could see the ideas that everyone is flashing for each other. Like, having this much of a utility will enable you to make a lot of plays, and the team play is going to be also much easier to maintain. Easy as that. So climbing back from the match point on Dust 2 for Spirit. G2 won that map in overtime, and they carried on the complete momentum on Ancient. And not only that, they went to London and they got a trophy. G2, well played. And yeah, this was just a showcase how little things matter so much in CS. I hope I could drive the point, and a lot of things that you just saw, I can guarantee you, even if you saw this game live, you did not catch even 30% of things that I just showed you thanks to the demo review like this. And yes, it took me some time to notice all things myself, but once you are reviewing, going back to that email that the viewer sent me, reviewing, there's so much layers to it. Sometimes I review the game and I keep telling myself, wow, this is absolutely insane, like they're playing flawless CS. Then you could review that exact same game and just focus on the opposing team, and you will realize how many mistakes they're making that enables the other team to make so many plays. It's all connected, and it's just the beauty of Counter-Strike that no round is perfect, and therefore no counter is perfect. There's so much variables in it that every single thing matters so much. Classic butterfly effect. I just wanted to mention a couple of these in this specific demo. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, just simple like and subscribe is all I ask for, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.